Yo, 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 yo. How you all doing? How you all doing? How you all doing? My first ever afternoon stream. My first ever afternoon stream. Welcome to Baggy TV. Welcome to the channel. Big up DJ Sav, Couch Critic, Leonard, Daniel, and everybody else who's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are having a good day. It's a very, very good day here in London. It's hot. It's hot. And it's a little bit more hot. So, yo, Luke, how are you? Dominic, how are you? I'm just trying to get the link for everybody in the chat. Bear with me a second. Go open this. I hope you guys are all doing good. We got a lot to talk about today. We have a lot to talk about today. You know, a lot of news has come out today about different clubs, but in my opinion, they all tie in to the whole Chelsea thing. Lads, this is the link to the stream, to the panel. Sorry. So if you wanna jump onto the panel, you can do so by clicking on that link. Let me just highlight some of these comments here. Daniel, Dominic, Luke, Julius, Wagwan Woodboy. Wagwan Woodboy, how you doing? How you doing? Haaland not with Dortmund today. Really? Really? Haaland not with Dortmund today? Where is he? Where is he? What's he on? What's he on? Yeah, man. Excellent weather. Proper excellent weather. Yeah, I'm indoors. I was out earlier, but now I'm back. Listen, lads. Let me break it down to you. How I'm seeing the whole situation. Before I do. How many likes do I have? I've got 30 likes. Let's get that up. Let's get them likes up. And listen, before we start talking, do me a favor. Share this stream to all of your mates on your social media, on your Facebook, on your Twitter. I'm going to give you like 5 minutes to share your things, man. On Instagram, wherever. Share this stream. Let's get as many people in here as possible. So before we start talking, my phone is ringing. Before we start talking, share the stream on your Facebook, your Instagram, Twitter, and all your socials. And let's get people watching Baggy TV and watching this stream in particular. Okay, now, Haaland to Chelsea happening. Listen. I think it might be, And as I said in the past, this is a roller coaster. Sadiq's birthday. Yeah? So you think he's going to come on the 26th? Hey, it'll be a good birthday present. Julius, my man. Julius, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm hot. What's the weather like in Canada? Is it hot over there?
It's 12 degrees.
12 degrees. Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Celsius.
Alright, so it's cold, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's smoky though. We have a lot of wildfires.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had 300 the past 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
How come?
Because we got like a wave of heat a couple of weeks ago, and it got so dry, and all the forests like started getting lit. Man, it's horrible.
All right. Well, I mean, I hope it's under control, because I remember, I think it was last year or the year before last, it got quite serious, and it spread really.
Yeah, it's still not under control. No.
Oh, it's still under control. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But Canada is huge, like it's it's not gonna be really dangerous for the major cities, but it will be fine.
All right. Well, I hope you're staying safe, and I hope this thing gets dealt with quite soon. Couch Critic, how are you, my man?
Yo, what's going on, big man? You good?
I'm good. It's good to have you on the stream.
Yeah, man. I've been watching you for a long time. I've always been creeping in your chat rooms and whatnot. But it's good to be here. Another Canadian, by the way.
I know. All the Canadians are watching Baggy TV for some reason. I don't know what it is, man.
It's just it's a chill channel, you know. That's what it is.
Appreciate it. It's good to have you on. Listen, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on what's happened today, and then I want to hear from you, Julius and Couch Critic, and anybody else who wants to jump onto the panel or in the chat. Let me know what you think about this theory that I kind of have. I kind of have this theory. You see, Man United have been trying so hard to land Jadon Sancho, and they have done. They have finally landed Jadon Sancho. A massive transfer, £75 million, I believe. Massive transfer. Jadon Sancho has come in to Manchester United. Manchester United are a stronger team because of Jadon Sancho. They have issues when it comes to their management, but as in regards to their team, they've just got a lot stronger having Jadon Sancho. It seems that Man City, are also very, very keen on Keane. They will be getting Harry Kane. It's Keane. They'll be very, very strong in their approach to sign Harry Kane. And Harry Kane, we all know, wants to leave Tottenham. He wants to start earning some silverware, winning some trophies, and he wants to do that. And Manchester City gives him a prime possibility to earn some good trophies. With Manchester City having Harry Kane, they will both be able to improve each other and get stronger. Now, this is the bit where we're talking about Chelsea. Chelsea will be left behind. Chelsea will be languishing way, way behind Manchester United and Manchester City if we are not able to sign Erling Haaland in this window. Also, we all know about Liverpool and how they have built their team and how strong their defense is, especially with Van Dijk coming back in from injury. We need to secure this striker, and the talk has been so far that Chelsea are going to table a bid for £130 million. Up until now, all the stories, all the reports that I have read and I have seen and I have talked about suggest that Chelsea have had talks with Borussia Dortmund. They have not tabled any offers. They have made suggestions. In those suggestions was lump sums and also players involved. The talk of Tammy Abraham, the talk of Callum Hudson-Odoi, and also the talk of Timo Werner being involved in those discussions is quite possible. I'm not going to say it's definite, but I say it's quite possible. That being said, Chelsea have reached, from what I understand and from what I've read, they have reached the conclusion that the only way they are able to attain or get Erling Haaland to be released to Chelsea, to be transferred from Dortmund to Chelsea, it will be with a massive £130 million offer. And apparently that is the maximum that Roman Abramovich is prepared to pay. Roman Abramovich has set his ceiling at £130 million. But Chelsea seem to be willing to pay this money. And that is what I've been reading over the past 24 hours, that this will be the case. And if Chelsea make this offer, it is very likely that Borussia Dortmund will accept this transaction. Now, that is it in a nutshell. That is what I've heard and that is what I've read. Now, I want you guys in the chat, you guys in the panel, to give me your 2 cents about this. Before we start talking, I want to say welcome to Max Burton. How are you, my man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here for about 10 minutes. I'm still working, but I thought I'd just jump on quickly.
All right, you're working from home today? Working from home?
Yeah.
Sweet. in that case, since you only have 10 minutes, I'll let you kick us off with your thoughts and opinions on this situation.
Yeah. Hi to the rest of the panel as well, Julius, Couch Critic. I'm just waiting for us to make that bid. I'm just hearing all the time, Chelsea are preparing a bid, Chelsea are preparing a bid, Chelsea are preparing a bid. I just want us to put that bid in, test the water, make that bid official, and see what Dortmund come back with. Because obviously, we don't want this to drag on all summer, and then end up signing, I don't know, Peter Crouch or somebody, whoever. Andy Carroll on a free transfer or someone like that. But so we need to. So we want a big striker. That's evident. So there's still talks that Lukaku one's not going away. Harry Kane. I heard Man City, if those reports are to be believed, 160 million. But that's just from the Sun, which is not that credible anyway. But I think if he was to go somewhere, it would be Man City. Lewandowski, that's another one he's been mentioned, but that would be a difficult one to put off as well, because Bayern Munich would have to find a replacement for him. But 130, 140 should get this deal done. And the other positive today is that Marlon has agreed terms with Dortmund. So I'm not sure you mentioned that already.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I skipped over that. That is a very, very important factor, because not only are they getting a good, decent striker from PSV, but the other aspect to that deal that a lot of people don't seem to talk about is his agent.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's got the same agent.
Same agent as Erling Haaland, Mino Viola. Yeah. So he's working that.
Exactly. So if he's, that's what I was going to say. If he's pushing his client towards them, maybe it's to get another one of his clients out of the club, moving on to Chelsea. So that is good. Yeah, but more people. There are some people in our community who said they're leaking these reports before they're even breaking in the news, and they're coming out in the news. So there are some people who do know bits, and we know that we are working behind the scenes to try and get this deal done. So there's too much noise going on, so but I just want that bid to be made official, and soon, really, so that we can say it's either way, whether it's going to happen or not.
I have spoken today to a Norwegian journalist, controversial Norwegian journalist. And he's quite adamant that this transfer deal is going to go through, the £130 million. So there is a lot behind this. How close is this going to happen? I don't know, but I think it is going to happen.
If it's coming out of Norway as well, then they'll be close to the story as well. So if they're saying it's close, then that's another reason to get excited.
I literally spoke to him half an hour ago, just before I started the stream. So, it does look close. It does look close. I mean, it's the only issue is, I have no concern in regards to Chelsea making this bid, but will Borussia Dortmund accept this bid? And I'm going to let Couch Critic let me know his opinion on this. So, Couch Critic, man, 130 million. Is Borussia Dortmund going to accept?
Yeah, it sounds interesting. And what's up, fellas? It's good to be on, as I said before. Really enjoy all of your content. I watch Burton Ballers as well, so your son's dope. He's a smart lad. So anyhow, I think we just got to look at the optics of this whole thing and try and examine it this way. Everyone involved in this deal plans to benefit from this sale going through. You look at all these, obviously Erling Haaland gets his payday. He gets paid a considerable amount more, so he's going to enjoy that. You got Alfie, you got Raiola, who's probably going to get his last big payday before the changes come in, so he wants it to go through. You look at Dortmund, who are basically in a rebuild right now. They need to rebuild, and they need a lot of cash to do that. Not only that, but they also have to satisfy their shareholders who, I don't know if people know that they're a trading club, right? So their shareholders will need to get their dividends. They satisfy that as well. And then you look at the fact that, like, you know, they're already in a position where you can't turn down 130 million pound. You know, you're selling him next year, you're going to get less than that. You know what I mean? So it just makes sense. All parties are going to be satisfied with this deal. Chelsea get their man, and yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm not at the point where I feel as though anyone is in a position where they can turn this down if Chelsea table that 130. And on top of that, I still think that there's still room to grow within this deal as well. Like, Chelsea can table the deal at 130 and say, okay, well, we're going to structure it as such. Okay, we're going to give you 40 million up top, and then, you know, we'll structure it such that we're not overpaying over with the installments. Or they can also say, okay, fine, we'll give you the 130, and then if he hits these bonuses, it'll reach up to 150, which is what the number they're quoted as saying that they really want, right? So there's all sorts of ways that they can make this happen, and as long as Roman's pushing it, I don't have a problem with what we're seeing right now. I feel like if Roman's behind it and backing it, I just feel like we're going to get it done. And one other thing to consider too is if Chelsea don't, this is why I feel like it's taken so long. If Chelsea like just floated out there that they're going to pay 130 million, Dortmund turn it down, what happens after that? Do Chelsea go after another striker, knowing that they've tabled a bid for 130? Like, are they going to go for Lukaku? You know they're not going to pay 130 for Lukaku. So if Inter Milan knows that they've tabled a bid for 130 and it wasn't accepted, they're going to be looking for similar money. So I'm of the opinion that this is the one deal that we're going to be trying to negotiate, trying to get over the finish line. If it doesn't happen, I don't think we're going to go back in unless it's for a B-Tech striker, which nobody wants to see. What do you guys think?
Yeah, in regards to the them turning it down, and then, you know, Chelsea having to pay a similar amount for Lukaku, I don't see that happening. I think each player has a different budget, a different structure, different situation. But I do agree with you that if we were going to buy Lukaku for 80 million, and the fact that we couldn't get Haaland for 130, then we can't get Lukaku for 80. We'll probably have to pay an extra 10 million on top. So I'll probably go up to 90 or something. So I do understand what you're saying, that, you know, it will be a little bit more difficult to land our second target for the same price that we could have if we had gone directly to him. Julius, mate, do you think that the fact that Man United have signed Sancho, the fact that Man City are so close to signing Harry Kane, played a massive role in pushing Chelsea to make this bid, or to, we're saying make this bid, but get close to making this bid, because apparently this bid is imminent. I mean, a lot has been reported about this bid coming through in the next hours. So what's your thoughts on this, man?
Obviously, the Harry Kane link to Manchester City is going to put a little bit of pressure, but I don't think it's gonna have a lot of impact on Chelsea's decision going all out on Haaland, because we've been working on this deal for the past couple of months. Now, regarding the imminent bid, I don't think any journalist or anyone would know if the bid is gonna go through. You can never know until the bid is accepted. So it seems to me like what you talked about, Baggy, last week. Remember when you said every time the rumor dies down, you have a couple of journalists pushing the agenda just to keep the story going. And I have a feeling this is what's happening right now. But I'll tell you this from now. I'm gonna make a call, and I'll say it. Haaland will sign for Chelsea this summer. There is no other way around it. If we don't sign Haaland, we are dumb. Because it comes down to one thing. You pay the money, Haaland is yours. You don't pay the money, it's not going to happen. It's as simple as that, and I've said it a month ago. So, looking at how Abraham is imminent to leave the club, probably most of it is going to be I don't know. I think most likely Arsenal, West Ham, or Aston Villa. But I think Arsenal or West Ham are more likely to get Abraham. We already sold Giroud. We have been offloading a couple of the academy players. It's all lining up for Chelsea to get this deal done and to kind of sort their finances. It's just about time. This is going to be a signing probably at the end of the transfer window. So
Yeah, no, I think the fact that Man United and Man City are making big signings, it's going to push Chelsea to to make this happen. I believe Chelsea will be signing a big striker this window, and I think if Harry Kane does go to Man City, that we have no other choice, because Chelsea will not be what's the word here? Will not be happy to continue being second, third, fourth in the league. Chelsea are due a title. Chelsea are due a title.
Absolutely.
And we can't do that. We can't do that without a clear striker, a proper target man, a proper finisher. And the pain that we all feel as Chelsea fans is this. We know Chelsea Football Club create a ton of chances every single game. And the fact that these chances are not converted, that's where the pain is. And to relieve that pain, you need to pay £130 million. What do you reckon, Max?
Yeah, I agree. Roman's a winner, and it would hurt him to see that we haven't won a title in 5 years or so. And last year, the purse strings were open again. So we had a couple of years of austerity where we just didn't buy the right players. Since the Costa Fabregas window, we really haven't gone out and bought players. But last year was a kind of statement window where we've taken advantage of the pandemic and the fact that UEFA's opened up this fair play. And that's another point to take into account as well, because this fair play has been relaxed for a couple of windows. So this is the opportunity to strike whilst it's still in that stage of uncertainty. And so getting in somebody like Haaland is a must in this window. And the other thing is why it is a must is because next season it's going to be an auction, isn't it? Because it's going to be 7 or 8 clubs in for him at the release price. It's just about negotiating wages, and he's going to have to pick off clubs that he can go to. So if we can steal a march on all the other clubs this season, then yeah, definitely. Before I go, because I need to go soon, there's one thing I'm going to add to the mix. Supposing that Dortmund are adamant that he's going to stay this season, no matter what. Let's say we bid 130, 140. What do you guys think about maybe saying, okay, Chelsea bidding, say, 20 million over the odds to secure his signature for next season?
No. I think if Borussia Dortmund are adamant that we are not going to sell Erling Haaland for 130, okay, I think Chelsea will not pay 150. Chelsea will say, look, here's 100 and keep him. We'll take him next season.
No, that's what I was saying. Pay 20 million over and take him next season.
That has been suggested already.
Oh, you mean 20 million over the release clause?
The release clause.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yes, 100%. Yeah. But that being said, could other clubs play that game as well? And because right now no club is prepared to pay 130, 150. But is there clubs that are able to pay 100 and just try to play that game where we will try to outbid you for the loan deal for Erling Haaland?
No club can afford that. There's only probably 2 clubs that probably can, but it's only PSG or City. City will not pay 100 million to wait 1 year. That's not how they do things. And PSG has already signed so many players, and they have a lot of players on high wages already on their books. So I don't think they can do that from a financial fair play perspective.
To be honest, I don't even think Chelsea could do it. Like when you think about it, As much as I think it's a smart idea just to secure the signature, think about it from perspective. If he gets injured in any sort of like significant way next year or on loan, that's £100 million gone.
I think there are insurances in place though if something like that happens.
Yes, you can put clauses.
Fair enough.
Yeah, not only that, but that is a risk that you're going to take anyway. Because even if he was playing for Chelsea, he could play 2 games and then he could be out for 6 months. That's
Exactly.
what Ziyech in the beginning of last season. So,
but you'd rather that in your stead, though, right? You'd rather have that
Definitely.
happen under your watch rather than going on loan and then blowing it out there, right?
But it has been suggested, this idea, by Matt Law, apparently, on London is Blue podcast, I think they're called.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Apparently, also, I've heard that Raiola is pushing for this deal to happen because he would prefer Haaland to move to Chelsea this summer because his fee is going to be hefty this summer, right? So next summer we won't have that same money. So.
That being said, Julius, apparently they can't. I mean, if that rule is implemented where he's only going to get 10%, he can still get gifts. He can still get fees that are labelled other things, so he can still get more than his allocated 10% from the club. It's just it won't be done.
Not as much as this.
Not as much, yeah, and it'll be a long-winded process whereby he has to funnel it from different avenues. But these agents are smart. And they'll find a way to make their money. But
anyway, I've got to run now. So
all right, Max.
Enjoy the rest of the
talking to you, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for joining, Max. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye, Max. Cheers. There is something else that we need to look at. Chelsea have never really been doing a lot of selling recently, but this season they seem to be selling everything. Even the kitchen sink is going to get sold, I heard. They're selling everything. They're selling a lot of these youngsters. I know a lot of the youngsters that have been pushed out is because they're not signing an extension. They're coming towards the end of their contracts. But apparently, even the rest of the players, they're open to having bids paid, prices paid. Emerson Palmieri, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley, Drinkwater, Bakayoko, and I can go on. There's a lot of players that are that Chelsea are prepared to listen for fees for. While as in the past, they were more than happy to have them out alone, generating monies by having them on their books, but at the same time, their wages being paid by other clubs. So Chelsea right now want to sell, and the reason you want to sell is because you want to be able to buy. So Chelsea selling 6 players already this season, I think, is a big indicator that they are looking to make some big purchases. And I'm not going to be pushing this, but I think we are not going to only settle for one striker. I think Chelsea may buy 2 strikers and a DM, 2 strikers and a centre back. I think we are going to see 2 or 3 signings this season because Chelsea don't need to sell players to buy Erling Haaland, but Chelsea do need to sell players to buy a couple of players.
True.
Because we have made money. We have made money from winning the Champions League. We have made money from sales already. The fact that we are making all these other sales, I think there's players coming in, and I think it's going to be more than just Erling Haaland. Your thoughts, Max?
So you think there'd be another striker after Erling Haaland?
I do. I think if we are definitely, because Giroud's gone, Tammy Abraham he's going to go. Batshuayi, next level departure thing. So Chelsea don't have a striker. To have just Erling Haaland by himself is a big mistake because Erling Haaland could have an injury, could have a dip in form. He could catch the virus for a couple of weeks. So we can't rely on just one striker. We need to have a backup, and I think Chelsea will have to do that as well.
Well, what about Werner and Havertz? Like the way we play right now, I don't think that we need more than one striker, one out and out striker. Given the fact that we like to play, false 9, we like to play with basically two auxiliary strikers, if you want to say, like the Haalands, the Pulisic's, and of course the Werners. I agree with you. I don't think that those particular strikers are out and out strikers, but I think that the way that we try to play with them, playing in the half spaces, dropping deep, I think that what Tuchel wants from his striker is we already have it. We just don't have the finishing, right? So I just, and also like that type of money, like that's a lot of money invested in strikers if you go with Haaland and then another striker on top of that, right? That's a lot of money in that area of the pitch.
Yeah, the thing is this. I'm looking either for us to buy a second striker that can rotate with Haaland. So someone who is 30, 40 million pounds worth of striker. I don't know, maybe Ings or Jovic or someone who can rotate with Haaland. Or we can rely on Kai Havertz. We can rely on Timo Werner. But then we're going to have to adjust the way that these lads are trained, the way that they're playing, and the way that they are employed in the team. Because if you got a player who is employed, I mean, this is one of the problems that I saw for Timo Werner last season. Timo Werner was employed on the left wing, all right, and then he was asked to come in to play as a striker, and then he was asked to go back on the left wing. The way you train your player, the way that you set up your regime for that player will have to keep on changing to adapt to the position he'll be playing in. Players that play as a centre forward, as a striker, in training, they will have a lot of drills where concentrated on their finishing, on their positioning. If you're playing as a winger, you're going to play you're going to train for crosses, you're going to train for wide positioning, for your dribbling, and that is a problem because how do you train Werner? What position are you going to train him for? Kai Havertz also. I think Kai Havertz could be a backup striker because of the way that he's been playing, over the past few years. But I think we need to have a clear-cut striker as a backup for Erling Haaland should we sign him. And I do believe that is important, especially when you look at the season we have ahead of us. Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, other Carabao Cup, Super Cup, World Cup. There's a lot of cups involved in our season next season. Erling Haaland by himself is going to get shattered by Christmas, and we don't want to see that.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. Just with the amount of games, and just the pressure to win. Like sometimes just the pressure alone is mentally exhausting. All these competitions. I just think that if you go and put more money, invest more money into a striker after you just paid 130 for a striker, like a world-class striker, like let's not get it twisted. This guy's going to score 30 easy. I don't know if that's the best allocation. Like maybe down the line, especially when you have Werner, who's basically tailor-made for the actually auxiliary striker role. Like he's basically, Tuchel called him a 9.5, right? With somebody that can kind of like play in the half spaces and then play out wide as well. Like that's what he's been doing his entire career, So I don't think that the adjustment is going to be that severe for him. It's just whether or not you trust him to take the opportunities as a striker, right? And make good on them. Havertz the same. I think Havertz is like one of the new breeds of footballers right now. He's a positionless footballer. He can play anywhere. He can literally play anywhere and be effective. And so for me, like if you have those types of players, I don't know if you need to invest another 40 million when you have other areas on the pitch that kind of need attention. Like we haven't even talked about midfield yet. The amount of money that's going to be invested there. I don't know if we can, put another. I don't know. Like you could be right. I do agree with you. We do need more strikers or more people with the ability to actually finish off chances. But I don't know if this is the year for it. If you sign Haaland at 130.
Well, you see, the thing is this: there's a lot of people in the chat. There's a lot of people in the chat talking about Borja. Borja is a very talented youngster. Borja could potentially be our striker, our main striker in a couple of seasons. But Borja right now, he lacks experience at the level that we're looking at. Champions League, Premier League. He lacks that experience. I'm not saying he can't do it. He probably can. And we do need to give him an opportunity because if we want to develop him, we do need to give him an opportunity to do so. And I think this season coming will be a good chance for him to develop. But we can't rely on him. If we rely on him, we're going to put a lot more pressure on him. And by putting that pressure on him, he's less likely to succeed because pressure of that nature, when you're breakout season, it's a little bit difficult. So I wanna see Borja get an opportunity, but at the same time, I want to see him get it in a way that will benefit him and benefit us. I have a few new guys in the stream: Tyrone, Eric, and Talk Blue. How you all doing?
Yeah, good, mate.
Yeah, doing fine. We're doing
Doing
good.
good, bro. Doing good, bro.
Good to have you guys on. Good to have you guys on. Talk Blue. This is the first time I've seen you on my channel, so can you introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about your background?
Oh, so hello, I'm Talk Blue. I am from Albania and I currently live in the Netherlands. And I've seen lots of Broja playing because I'm both Albanian and I've seen the Eredivisie. So I've seen Vitesse and I've seen Mason Mount. And yeah, for Broja, all I can say is he's very young, but he has the experience as if he's older. And I feel like the only thing that holds him back at the moment is he needs to get a bit more stronger. He has
Physical.
more physical. He's very fast, very fast. I think he's probably now one of the fastest in Chelsea team. But I think if he gets more physical, he has a lot of strength, but he needs for Premier League a bit more. And he has very good dribbling. I think if you compare him to Tammy, he has better dribbling than Tammy because I think he has a bit more better control. His first touch is amazing all the time, and he's just lacking. He's a bit more physical strength, and I think that's the only thing that's holding him back at the moment.
All right. Well,
is
thanks
my
for that
audio good?
insight. So who was that?
Is my audio good?
Tyrone, I can hear you very good. Yeah, I can hear you very good. Just
Okay, good.
stand by for a second.
Yeah.
Talk Blue, thank you for that feedback and that info. Please stick around. I'd like to hear your point of view on the other aspects that we're going to be discussing. So it's good to have you on the stream. Tyrone, how are you?
No, yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to add a bit to what Top Blue was saying and about Broha. Another weakness that he tends to have is his passing. He isn't the best, but normally don't really have much strikers who are good at that. He's good at dribbling, yes, and everything, but he tends to love to do small passes more than those progressive passes. He loves to dribble and he loves to do those small passes and then try to get into the box and do things like that. So he's a bit like Kai Havertz and a bit like Tammy, but like Top Blue said, he's better when it comes on to dribbling and possibly getting past players. So yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, I mean, I think for Chelsea to move forward in regards to our season, we need to focus on the Erling Haaland side of things. I think Broja, I think Havertz, Timo Werner, everyone else could back Erling Haaland, but I think we do need that finisher, Erling Haaland, and hopefully we'll also secure someone else as his number 2. This comment here by Brian. Listen, Brian, I think all of these talks about Ziyech and other players being loaned out or sold is misleading. It's misleading, especially when it comes to Ziyech. I'm biased, I know. But in regards to Ziyech, if you've been looking at the way he's been training over the past few days, his whole demeanor, his whole morale, it does not look like a player who's unhappy, a player who wants to leave. So this talk about Milan can be interested. They can be interested whoever they want to be interested in. They've already taken Giroud and Tomori. Who else do they want to take? Abramovic? I don't know. I mean, they can be interested, but that's all it's going to be. Eric Blue, how are you?
Yo. I'm doing well. I'm not trying to change the topic too much, but just finished watching the opening ceremony for the Olympics. It was different, obviously, but it was good. It was still good. Yeah, I just checked on YouTube and I saw you were streaming, so I decided to come on. Yeah, I agree with what everybody has said about Broja. I don't expect him to be, the number 1 person for Chelsea, especially if we sign Haaland. It just won't happen. So he has potential. He's better than Tammy at some things, but like with most young players, he has weaknesses that he can improve with. The obvious thing he's better than Tammy with is probably like what the guys already said, and I think he's better with his like in possession. His ball control, his his you already mentioned his dribbling. His link up, not too sure. He seems stronger than Tammy. Yeah, his physicality. He's faster than I thought he was. He's actually pretty fast. Maybe not as fast as Tammy, but yeah, the finishing aspect of things, he might be better with his head. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he's. It seems like he fits what Tuchel wants to do more than Tammy does. So that's one positive we can look at, I guess. But yeah, especially if we sign Holland, he won't be, he won't be the guy, the main man, which is fine. We just need somebody who can fill in here and there, so that's fine.
Apparently, I spelled Erling Haaland incorrectly in my title. It happens. It happens. I will correct it once the stream is published. I will correct it once the stream is published. I wanna. I want to just emphasize something, lads. Everyone who's talking on this panel and in the chat, your views are welcomed. Your feedback is welcomed, and I know sometimes people are reporting things. Like for example, Brian when he was talking about the Ziyech, was it Brian? I'm just gonna look. Yeah, it was Brian. He was talking about the Ziyech thing, and he's reporting something that he's read, and he wanted to highlight it to everyone. That's good. Keep doing that. I'm happy to see your feedback, and I'm happy to see your comments. So keep them coming. Whether everyone agrees or disagrees, keep them coming. Yeah.
I don't think you. Yeah.
I just want to address something in regards to Borja. I want to address something in regards to Borja, and maybe Talk Blue can confirm or can disagree with this. But there is something that people need to understand in regards to certain countries, certain footballing countries, and the way that they see their players. Now, Albania is it's a relatively small country when it comes to football and when it comes to achievements on the European and international stage. Therefore, their players, when they reach a certain level, they will play even harder. They will become even more determined to reach the goals and become better players. Because they don't only represent themselves, they represent the nation that is behind them, the people who are behind them, the people who are looking up to them and seeing them representing their nation. Armando Broja today represents not only Chelsea, but he represents Albania. And because of that, he has pressure on him to succeed. And I think from what I've seen of Armando Broja, that pressure that he has on him will push him to become a better player, a more successful player. He needs to be given the right opportunity, though. I don't think Chelsea throwing him in at the deep end would be fair for him, and that's why I want to support Armando Broja, and I want to support the idea of him getting an opportunity this season. But at the same time, I don't want to throw him in at the deep end. Talk Blue, what's your thoughts on that?
Bro, 100% agree. He even said it himself in an interview, I think, in the Euros in this 2021. He was talking about like the pressure of people onto him, and he said he can deal with the pressure. He's like under pressure, but sometimes he thinks about it. He thinks about it, and he's very open in the interviews because it's not as like too much press. It's not a lot of media, so you can talk as much as you want. And he's just telling people how his life is in Chelsea and Vitesse and representing the country. And yeah, I think possibly, maybe good for one more loan in the Championship or Premier League. Maybe it's up to if Tammy leaves or something happens. But for me personally, he's a good player. He's a good talent, and I think with the amount of people in Albania, helping him and backing him, because we see him as the next star for our country, and I think he can get a lot of motivation. And one thing I have to say is his shot power is insane. He's insane. He has incredible shot power. He can break the net if he shoots. It reminds me a bit like of the Drogba, you know, when he would shoot. So I'm just hoping. And Drogba also used to play with not like the biggest country in, I think it was Ivory Coast, or was
Ivory
it?
Coast, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's pretty similar with him because obviously he was the best player in the team. He had the whole country behind him, so it's a bit similar with that. So yeah, it's correct.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, a lot of these players, because of their background, push themselves harder, and the likes of George Weah back in the day, Drogba, even a lot of the Nigerian lads as well. They push themselves. Today we've seen it with Mendy, Edouard Mendy from Senegal. Taiwan, I think. There's a lot of audio coming from you. Yeah, so there is pressure on certain players to perform, and I think some handle it well, some don't handle it well, and the club needs to see what is best for those players in order for them to be successful. I want to go back in regards to Erling Haaland. I'm going to ask Julius this question because Julius is connected to a few journalists and a few people. Julius, you made a bold statement and you said that you believe Erling Haaland will be signing for Chelsea before this window ends. Do you think this will be happening soon? Do you think we're going to be continuing on this roller coaster for another week, 2 weeks? What's your thoughts on this, mate? When can we expect an answer?
As I said before, I think this is gonna drag until the end of the transfer window, something similar to the Havertz deal. But in regards to all the rumors that has been coming, it's all coming out from the Dortmund camp. That bid, that imminent bid between quotation, in my opinion, nobody knows. It's just, I don't know, it's just sentiments, I feel, maybe, or something they've heard from the Haaland camp, or maybe Mino Raiola trying to...
Why is it being pushed today, especially today? Is it because of the Kane story, the Sancho story? Is that what's pushing it?
Yeah, from a logical perspective, the Kane rumor came out strong today. It could have been pushed from the Haaland camp, maybe Raiola's people, like he may have leaked something to these journalists or told them to, okay, since we have the Kane thing going on right now, let's push this rumor about Chelsea having an imminent bid regarding Erling Haaland. And that bid, as I mentioned a couple of times before, and that's something, if you work in the financial sector, you would know that no official bid would be known until it's accepted. Nobody would be able to know if the bid happened or not. So it's just all paper talk for now. Regarding the £130 million, I don't think that's going to be the final decision from Chelsea. Like, it's not going to be like, okay, this is £130 million, you take it or no deal. So they proposed through intermediaries, obviously, a couple of suggestions. A down payment, let's say, nobody knows exactly how much money that was as well. Like, could be 100 million, could be 80 million, 90 million, I don't know. With Abraham or whoever player they would like from our squad, could be maybe Werner as well, even though I highly doubt. But those were turned down. Now Chelsea know that Dortmund are not interested in any of our players. They're going to put or propose £130 million in an informal way to see if they would accept it or not. Now, the only thing that this rumor could be, the only true thing that this rumor could have is maybe this information has been leaked from Dortmund regarding that proposal, that if this comes in as an official bid, we may entertain it. Otherwise, Chelsea, I believe, have 150 million pounds ready, but they're leaving it as the last resort. Because think about it, Baggy. Let's say you're gonna purchase a house or you're gonna purchase a car or something. You're not gonna go to the dealership and say, okay, how much do you want? He's gonna say $40,000. You're gonna be like, okay, this is $40,000, done. It's not. It doesn't work like that. You're gonna start with 35, 37, you know, and then see if.
I'll start with 20 and work it up.
But you get the idea, right? So
yeah.
130 million pounds is probably Chelsea gonna throw it out there, cash money.
Yeah,
it's gonna sound good.
Julius, I think the 130 million pounds is the same figure that Jan Argfoitov mentioned in his interview a couple of days ago, and I think the figures that we're seeing and the talk that we're hearing is a lot of it is from that interview, and I think because he set the groundwork for what he believes Borussia Dortmund is going to accept. This is what the journalists are thinking Chelsea will have to do in order for them to get this deal across the line, and this is what the imminent situation is. Chelsea have to pay 130 to get this player. But I agree with you that the deal will be done before we even hear about it. All of this talk is literally paper talk, and it is literally just pushing the story, keeping the story relevant.
That's what you said yourself the past couple of weeks as well. The other thing I want to mention, DJ remind me right now, is that the player that Dortmund signed is also represented by Raiola.
Yep.
And you could take this the way you want. Just think about it. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. Who knows? It's interesting. Things are lining up also with how we're selling players as well. So
Stanley, I do believe we will be signing players. We will be signing more than one player. So it's not any one, it's any few. We will be signing players. I think it's just a matter of the timing needs to be right, because I think depending on whether or not Chelsea sign Haaland depends on whether or not Chelsea will sign X and Y player. Because the main target is Haaland. If we are able to get the main target, then we know how much of a budget we have to spend on other players. If we don't get Haaland and we get, say, for example, Lukaku for, let's say, £50 million less, then our budget will then adjust to the other players. So I think before we can look at the other players, which I think Chelsea are looking at, another striker, maybe another DM, maybe another defender, maybe another wing back. Before Chelsea can make that move, they need to finalise the Erling Haaland situation first. We have sold a few youngsters. We've sold a few youngsters. Eric, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I think Julius covered most of it, and I haven't heard anything new, to be honest. Most of the things that we could talk about have already been mentioned a few times. It's like Julius said, we just have to wait for Chelsea to do what they need to do. Save however much they can. If they don't have to pay 150, then we should allow them to negotiate and possibly save money. That's a smart thing to do. It only makes sense to do that. So honestly, I already said before, I'm expecting it to go to deadline day. I'm not expecting anything to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Maybe we can see other signings made before deadline day, but in terms of Haaland, I think Haaland will go all the way to the last day. And hopefully we can then get the player we've been waiting. Because if you think about it, like I was on a different stream, and I was I can't remember if I mentioned it or someone else mentioned it, but the Havertz deal, from what we remember, it took a long time as well. I don't think the Haaland thing has taken as long, So we shouldn't expect it to be any quicker than the Haaland ones, the Havertz ones.
The problem is this: because of the Havertz deal, because of the Ziyech deal, the Werner, Thiago Silva, Mendy, Chilwell, all those deals that happened last season, we are now impatient when it comes to Erling Haaland. We are impatient because this deal, just relax, it's going to happen. But we are impatient. The thing is this. When it comes to this deal and the way that we're working on this deal, do you think that the lack of information, because last transfer window, we were getting information. At least we were getting information as follows. Lampard is calling Havertz. Antonio Rudiger is having a role to play when it comes to Werner and Havertz. Petr Cech is going to Germany to meet with Kai Havertz and his people. We were getting that kind of information. This season, we're not getting that. We're not getting Petr Cech doing anything. We're not getting Lampard calling, Tuchel calling. We're not getting Marina Granovkaia is going to Germany, or we're getting people tweeting pictures of Mino Raiola in London and just saying that's what we're getting. That's what we're getting. So and that is making us frustrated. It's getting us a little bit angry because we're not seeing that. If we were seeing that, it might make it a little bit easier for us to just wait and chill. But because there's nothing that we can see. All we're hearing is this. And again, I said this in my last stream. I'm saying it in this stream. I'll probably say it again in my next stream. All the information that we have is the same. Nothing has changed. Today, we're talking about an imminent deal could be happening.
Yeah.
No one knows if it is happening. I don't know if it's happening.
Yeah.
I am reporting to you lads, and I'm giving you the opportunity to discuss what could be happening.
This deal has been in progress for the past 4 months. If Chelsea don't know for sure that Haaland is interested and probably excited to join Chelsea, there would be no way we are still linked with him right now. No chance. You know how, if you've been following Chelsea for a long time, you know how we operate.
Yeah, part of that is the silence part, We know that when everywhere goes silent and we don't really hear any sort of development, that something is going to, something is about to happen. That happened. I can't remember how many signings we've made where nothing happens and all of a sudden, boom, we've signed this player. So that's one of the indications that something is definitely going on behind the scenes. Even the fact that people keep contradicting themselves, all these journalists saying something and then they say something else the next day, that's part of the idea that, Chelsea don't necessarily want certain types of information to go out, or maybe both parties, Chelsea and Dortmund, don't want certain details to go out into the public. So the journalists are just basically doing what they're being told to say. They're saying what they're being told to say. So there's definitely something going on. Part of what you said as well with the impatience, Chelsea signed like 6 players last season. So that's part of it. By the time the Havertz deal was getting done, we already signed like 2 or 3 players. So the sad thing is we're not even hearing any reports that we're trying to get anybody else. The whole Declan Rice thing, we've barely had any information about actual details of what's going on. So that's definitely part of it. The main transfer we expect to happen is Haaland, but we have little to no information about the main transfer, and there's nothing on the side. It's very difficult.
It's interesting, and I think it's something that we should take into consideration is the fact that no 2 deals are the same, right? So comparing the Havertz deal to the Haaland deal is irrelevant. Like the fact that, we had some news coming out about Havertz and nothing about Haaland. It's a completely different deal altogether. And a second thing to note is this is the biggest deal Chelsea, if completed, will have ever signed. This is the largest deal. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. There's all sorts of things that need to be put in place in order for something of this magnitude to be pulled off. So I'm patient. I'm a firm believer that if we table the right offer, we're just going to get him. I just think that it's going to take longer than any of us want to see happen. I want him now. I want him yesterday, But I think that all these things take time.
Couch critic. This is a comment by Alex CFC. Big up to Alex in the chat. Appreciate you for being here. The season starts in 3 weeks. We need Erling Haaland and anybody else who's going to join Chelsea to be here before the season starts, realistically, to incorporate them, to adapt them to the system, to train before we start playing competitive matches. So how vital and how likely is that to happen? And that's to all of you. Start with the couch critic.
I mean, it's a tough one to answer, really, because I still think we have a pretty good squad as is. You know, even if just the returning players come back, I think we're able to compete under Tuchel's system. So as much as I want to see signings, I don't know if they're eminently needed right at the start of the season. The players that we're talking about bringing in, Erling Haaland, I don't think that guy needs adjustment. I really don't. I think he's tailor-made for the Premier League. If we're talking about something like Declan Rice already plays in the Premier League. He knows what's expected of him. And to be honest, he can be slowly integrated anyways because we already have a midfield three that is pretty formidable as is. I don't know. I just think that we need to be patient with this deal. Like, I don't know if a deal of this magnitude can just be pushed over the line as you know, in a timely fashion. Like, it's just going to take time. I do believe it's going to happen, though.
Big up to Chelsea Perspective. Thank you for your donation, mate. And I hope you have a very good day today. If you're able to come on, would love to have you on. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. Go on, Tyrone.
Okay. I wanted to add something to the part where you guys were talking about the deals from last season. The issue is, and I did say this as well, is Chelsea made signings, but they also did reduced the squad. We had a few players who weren't needed. We loaned out some of them, but some of the players weren't gone. So this season it's totally different because we're releasing players, we're allowing players to leave on a loan or on a permanent. So it's different, and like you said, there isn't patience, and that's something that Chelsea fans normally don't have. They don't have patience. They don't have patience with some players, and they also don't have patience when it comes on to transfers. The issue is we don't really, well, for a lot of time, well, obviously the older ones know how it feels about transfers and not getting certain players, but for the younger fans, you have the situation where they're not used to not seeing a certain player come in, top class players coming in, probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks after we're linked with them. It's a deal where we're being quiet and we're allowing it to be built, so the media doesn't have things to say and exaggerate on certain things. But we need to realize that we're trying to reduce the squad, and we're also working silently to sign players.
Yeah, no, we're definitely trying to do both. And I think for us to continue moving forward as a club, we have to be financially savvy. So sales need to be made, regardless of who we're going to bring in. We need to make some sales because our squad is very, very big. And with the current financial climate we're in, having big squads is not really a profitable way to move forward. So that is something we have to do, especially when it comes to contracts and whatnot. And in regards to making signings, we made some very, very good signings last season. And I think we need to build on that. You see, the mold is that you have to continuously build to develop your team into a certain system, into a certain tactic. And I think, looking at Liverpool, looking at Man City, they've done that over a long period of time. And I think Chelsea are doing that now. And I think even 1 or 2 big signings this season will be adequate for us to move forward. Big up to Abdul Aziz. Thank you for the super sticker, mate. Really appreciate that. And big up to Julius. Again, another super sticker. Thank you all for your donations. That's Julius, Abdul Aziz, and Chelsea Perspective. Great donations. I appreciate your support. Anybody else wants to come in regards to the transfer window?
I hope we sign, even if we can't get Declan Rice, I hope we sign somebody else. I hope we get 2 signings. That's what I want. Haaland or, a top tier striker, and
Eric,
yeah,
let me interrupt you for a second. You would like us to sign Declan Rice and Erling Haaland this season? That would be sufficient for you?
yes,
Okay.
yes. So 2 signings, a DM and the goal scorer. That's what I thought since last season. So those 2 signings would be enough to challenge for the league next season, in my opinion. Obviously, the goal scorer is number one, but if we don't get Declan Rice, I prefer to get that what's his name, Kamara or Shuameni.
Shumeni.
Yeah, I would prefer to get one of those two instead of waiting for next summer. But the main thing is the striker.
Eric, why would you go for Declan Rice when you can have Kamara or Shumeni? What do you see in Declan Rice that these guys don't have?
The obvious thing is the experience. So Declan Rice has been playing in the Premier League for a while now, and he knows the league. We don't need to wait for him to get used to the league. He knows how to play in this league. He's already used to it, and we've seen him perform at a high level, and we've seen him captain his team to a European place. So he will be, he has been able to elevate that team to finish sixth in the Premier League, and we know that he has certain qualities, certain intangible qualities, which I don't want to say that you can't buy it, but these are things that you have to consider, that if a player has a special bond with the club, if a player is a fan of your club and also plays for the club, he'll put in the extra effort. He'll run that extra yard or whatever. He'll put in the extra effort, and that he'll give everything he has for the cause. So those qualities are important as well. So I feel like the experience he has, he's not much worse. People say that the other options are better, but he's not that far below them, and he's done it in the Premier League. Those other players haven't come to the league and performed. So that's the obvious thing. And obviously he's familiar with certain players in the squad, so that would help with the chemistry. So those are the main obvious things for for going with Declan Rice over the other guys, but obviously not for £60 million. 60 million is way too much. For me, 40 million should be the highest we pay for him. Maybe 50. 50 would be the stretch, but nothing more than 50.
I don't think that West Ham let him go for that amount, especially because he has 3 years left on his deal. It's going to have to take a big number. And to be honest with you, I agree with you. I don't think that you should come anywhere near 60 million for a defensive midfielder. I just don't think that they offer enough on the pitch to justify that sort of outlay. This is why I think somebody like Tchouameni, who's younger and has a little bit more about his game, he hasn't really defined his position as far as like a defensive midfielder, a box to box, or a ball winner. So he has more to develop. So I think that should be where the spend goes. I've seen a bit of Kamara too. I think he looks pretty decent, just with the fact that he obviously is a DM, but also can play as a center back. I think that's something that we could definitely use to our advantage if we're looking for somebody to play out from the back and also to cover positions, other positions on the pitch. Declan Rice, I agree. Like I think the intangibles are just so tantalizing, right? Like you think about this guy, you hear him in interviews. He sounds like John Terry to me when I listen to him sometimes. I'm not even kidding. He just sounds like he's just studied the John Terry handbook and just knows how to speak it very, very clearly. And of course, just like Eric said, like I think that having somebody that really understands what the ethos of this club is about and wants to like really compete for this club, has chemistry with members of the squad, you can say that's almost invaluable, but I just can't see myself going over 50 million for a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, so some good points by both of you guys. Look, guys, we have 90 people in this stream, over 90 people in the stream. We've only got 79 likes. What's that all about, guys? Hit that like button. Hitting that like button ain't going to cost you more than a couple of seconds of your time, and it would mean a ton to my stream. So if you haven't hit that like button, please do it. Julius, thank you for the super chat. Declan Rice and Haaland are a must. You know them ones. It's them ones, not them ones. You got to put a D in them. You know them ones. Listen, I agree. Haaland and Declan Rice would be great, but Haaland, I don't have an issue when it comes to price because he is one of a kind. All right, for Haaland, paying 130, I'll even pay 150. Me, if I had the money and I was the owner of Chelsea Football Club, I'd pay 150 to get Erling Haaland. But when it comes to Declan Rice, though, it's a little bit of a different thing because there are options, there are alternatives, and I agree with everything Couch Critic said and everything that Eric Blue said in regards to Declan Rice. Having a history with the club, having mates at the club, being a fan, wanting to succeed at the club, wanting Chelsea as a club to succeed. That alone is a very, very positive aspect. But there are alternatives for a lot cheaper. So if I'm going to be paying for Declan Rice, I think we should be paying something in the region of 40, maximum 50, but not this 80 whatever million West Ham are asking for. I mean, I'm reading they're asking for 100 million euros, so it's close to 80, 90 million pounds. So Declan Rice at the right price, I would love to have him on. Listen, I'm having my panelists super chatting. Couch Critic, appreciate you, mate. You didn't put a comment in there, man. So tell me what you want to say, man.
I just want to say what's up, man.
What's up? Appreciate you, mate. Thank you very much. Talk Blue, man. You having problems with your camera because you're flashing? I see
sorry,
you.
bro.
You're coming on. You're coming off.
I know. Sorry, sometimes I press a button and it just turns on for no reason, you know?
Camera.
I think I have a keybind to the camera thing.
Okay.
So just
Okay. Well, if you want to switch on your camera, we're happy to see what you look like and talk to you face to face if you want to.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I wanna understand something in regards to your feeling for the upcoming season. I'm gonna make a stream where we talk about the season, as a whole, and what our expectations are. What is our best lineup? What is Tuchel gonna do? Moving forward, I'm going to be doing pre-match streams and post-match streams for every single match, cup games and league games. So we'll be doing that. But I want to know what you guys generally feel about the upcoming season. Are you guys positive? Do you guys think we are going to be chasing Manchester City? We're going to be hunting them down, like Tuchel said. Do you guys have those vibes? Do you feel that, or is it one of those? It might just be a bad season. But what do you guys think? I'll start. Actually, I'll start with Jim. Jim, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, you're right, guys. How you doing? Sorry, I can't be too long because I'm actually still in the middle of work. But I thought I'd come in and see what's happening and what's going on. Obviously, what's the news on Haaland? I've seen a lot of 130 million possibilities.
Yeah, apparently the deal is imminent. In case you didn't know.
To be honest, I've been speaking to some people what are fair, and to be honest, I said a couple of weeks back that if Chelsea are going to put a bid in, I actually thought it'd be the last week of July. There's a number of reasons for that. One, you've got a lot of the players returning from the Euros who have been on breaks as well, and I think to be honest, this is clutch time for us. Tuchel's going to have all the players back that he needs. He's probably going to request, if we are bringing any players in, to bring him in and around now, just purely, or next week, shall I say, just purely because of the. At least having 2 weeks before, at least to be able to do all train together and on that.
Jim, grab me an ice cream with a cornetto.
Wherever I go, whether I'm at home or wherever I am, I always go and stream and the ice cream man goes past it. It's an absolute living nightmare. But it's big news. And look, the one thing I think we will do, and I think Baggy, we've been saying it for weeks, haven't we? Like, I feel like we will put in some sort of bid. Whether or not it's accepted is another story. You know what I mean? So let's just see what we do and what happens really. And I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get it done, man.
Hopefully.
He didn't answer the question though.
The ice cream.
No. No.
What's the question?
How are you optimistic? Just assuming we don't make any signings, are you
Yeah.
optimistic about the new season?
Yeah. I think we forget how many players we signed last year and how many of them players didn't actually turn up. You know, it's good if they do all turn up and if they do all click and if the likes of people like Ziyech start creating and assisting and doing what he's meant to do. Werner, when he gets these opportunities in front of goal, converts. Havertz, we need him to be more of an influence in games as well and play more games. You know, pre-season's important, and this is why I said last season, forget Chelsea last season and all the players we signed because they didn't have a pre-season and it was going to take them time to mould and gel. And now they've got a great manager who can elevate them, push them, and get them to compete. I think it's going to be. I think it can be a good season still for Chelsea. Do I think we can win the league? Probably not when you're looking at the way Man United are moving at the moment. And, you know, Man City, if they get Harry Kane in for the 160 odd million, you know. So I do think we need a striker, but, you know, we should still be optimistic.
Yeah, this chasing and hunting Man City down next season, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it if we don't sign Haaland. Well, if we do sign Haaland, I think they'll be chasing us because we'll be way up there. You see, I'm looking, and it's not just because I'm a Chelsea fan and I think the best of my club and my team and whatnot, but I do believe that Chelsea create enough chances to be up there as as title contenders, if not winning it easily, because. If we just look at the misses, and I know DJ Savage in the chat and he's going to be upset about this, but if we look at the misses of Timo Werner, and we count how many misses he had and add them on as goals, champions, man, Premier League champions.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's what Erling Haaland will do for us. You see, I can't stress how important this deal is. It isn't because how good Erling Haaland is; it's because how good Chelsea are. And to have someone of his caliber on our team, it's just going to take us to that next level.
Have you lost trust in Werner though, Baggy? Is that what you said? So
no,
if he gets them chances next season, and you just don't think he's converting them?
I don't think Werner should be relied upon as a goal scorer. I think Werner should always be a second option, somebody who can create, somebody who may get. I mean, I think the lack of goals, because what is he, 27 goal involvements?
Yeah, it's 26.
It's like 26 or something.
Yeah.
Most of them were assists, so that is good. I mean, the man has a penalty in him. The man has an offside goal in him, but the man, the man needs to be scoring them goals. But he ain't gonna be doing that for me. If there's a lot of pressure on him, I think one of the reasons why he scores a lot of offside goals is because there's no pressure on him. When there is pressure on him, the man flops. Seriously, the man flops. The man has. I say it as I see it. If Erling Haaland was in the team, no pressure on Timo Werner to score, and you can see Timo Werner smashing double figures in next season because Erling Haaland is in the team.
I don't think he misses them chances. He definitely don't miss them chances.
I think I completely agree with that, and I think that the thing that Erling Haaland does as well is he just puts everyone in their natural slot, their natural position, right? Where where we relied on goals from like Havertz and Werner last year. I think having a real goal scorer allows them to play their game a little bit more closer to what you expect them to be like. Because I don't think that Havertz is a goal scorer. We depended on him to get crucial goals, and he delivered, obviously, in the Champions League final. And I think Werner's exactly the same. Of course, we bought him for his contributions in the Bundesliga, but I really don't think he's an out-and-out striker. And if we put him in his natural slot, I think we're going to benefit from that. But I have a question for you guys. I want to know if say for instance, City does go ahead and buy Harry Kane. How much better does that make them? I feel like they're almost at their ceiling anyways, and having Harry Kane.
No.
You guys think it puts them over the top?
Yes.
Yes. Interesting.
Let's just hope that doesn't happen.
So how many games are they going to win then? All 38?
Look, we don't want to talk. Let's not think about it, man. Because if Kane goes to Man City, it's over, man.
The same,
Yeah.
the same issue that Chelsea have with a striker is the same issue City have. They have a defender that they can defend now because they've got Ruben Diaz, which was a big issue for them, for at least a couple of seasons. They've got a midfield that has abundance of talent from De Bruyne, Foden, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez. Like, these guys are all top players. The only thing that they missed is what we miss, is someone that can actually convert their chances, So they'll be dangerous, man.
No, I agree. They'll be dangerous. I just don't know if they're going to be. How much better can they be? Like they put up 100 points a couple of years ago.
They will win the league and they will win the Champions League if we don't.
This is what you got to think about. This is what you got to think about. Okay, if Tottenham sell Harry Kane, will they stay up this season?
First?
No, they'll be 15th, 14th, 15th. I've said it already.
Yeah, they'll be mid-table, man.
Listen, Harry Kane is a massive part of why Tottenham are, doing okay. All right, Tottenham without Harry Kane is a different kind of fish, man. And I think Harry Kane going to Man City will make Man City one of the biggest, strongest clubs in Europe, in the world. Harry Kane, but he needs to be utilised well. If he is utilised like Gareth Southgate utilises him for England, nothing to worry about.
Nah, they won't
nothing
do that.
to worry about. But Pep will not do that. Pep will not do that with Harry Kane. Harry Kane, he can finish, he can create. He is strong. He is versatile. I would love to see Harry Kane at Chelsea, and I don't say that for a lot of Tottenham players. Okay, but Harry Kane is a very, very good player.
He would suit us.
Definitely suit us.
Definitely suit us.
Can you imagine De Bruyne linking up with Harry Kane?
Oh, please, let's not do that.
Can you imagine it?
Oh no. If Chelsea
all I would say is if they get if Man City get Harry Kane, we have to get Haaland. There's no we need a striker. We cannot. Literally, that's the levels, and I think it's vice versa. If Chelsea get Haaland before Man City get Harry Kane, I think that will trigger them to do so, because they'll think, shit, Chelsea are being serious. You know what I mean? So I think either or, I think it will trigger a lot of clubs to react in the transfer window. So you look at Man United. Man United are signing left, right, and centre at the moment.
It will also trigger Levy to ask 200 million from City if we sign Haaland.
Exactly.
It depends on which one happens first. Hopefully, our one happens. We don't want them to sign Kane first, because if Kane gets bought for 160, that would be bad for us.
But I also want to say something. Harry Kane going to City will have no impact on Chelsea, because Chelsea have a plan. They've been working on the Haaland deal for the past 4 or 5 months. They know what they're going to do. If they're going to get him, they're going to get him. If they can't get him, they won't get him.
If Chelsea get Haaland and Kane get Man City, that would be Man City get Kane. That would be a very
then we might see a Champions League final rematch.
Maybe. But that would be bad honestly, I don't want to think about it, because
I could care less, my friend. Let's ruin football. Who cares?
We ruin football. Everyone would, literally, we'd ruin football. Well, the Premier League would be the best. I mean, it is the best league anyway. But with them players, with Sancho going Man United, Haaland going Chelsea, Harry Kane making that big switch to Man City, Goretzka maybe going Man United as well, big player for Bayern Munich. There's a lot of talent. Do you know what I mean?
What is the best formation to play with Haaland in the team?
It gives you options. That's the most important.
What's the best one? What's the best one in your opinion?
I think we should switch. I think we should dump the 3 at the back. I don't think we need. I think the reason we played 3 at the back last season was because we were struggling in the final third to score goals, and I think Tuchel just thought, you know what, if we're going to struggle to score, then we need to be compact, we need to be strong, we need to be hard to be broken down, and it was clear and evident in how well we defended. I think with Haaland you can switch to a 4-2-3-1 quite comfortably.
Who are your 2 centre backs?
I would put Thiago Silva in there, and I'd probably throw Rudiger in there. Rudiger or. Yeah,
Zuma is good. Yeah. Zuma is good for the 2 at the back. Yeah.
but then it gives you the options of Jorginho and Kante or whatever you want to do in the middle, and then your front three, you've got the options, haven't you? You've got Cho, you've got Ziyech, you've got Pulisic, you've got Havertz, you've got Mount. You know what I mean? Like, you could literally rotate that constantly. Werner as well. So,
by the way, I have a feeling Werner is going to have a very good season next year, and he's going to be banging goals left, right, and center. I don't know why I have this feeling, but I just think this guy was a little bit unlucky. There's a lot of the human aspects that fans tend to forget sometimes.
I think Werner is one of those players that will feed on fans. He will feed on the energy of the fans.
Yes.
You know how much the fans love him, man. So yeah, they'll definitely help him. Yeah.
It will be important for us next season, and it's just purely because of what he gives us, his movement. You know, imagine he will work really well with Haaland. Haaland would work with him. Him and Haaland would be good together, I think.
But would you have him on Haaland, or would you put Havertz in there?
I love Havertz as well. I'm not going to lie. It's a good option to have. I mean, it depends on who we're up against, I think, and the teams we play against. Because if you're playing against a team like Liverpool that play a high line, you want players that can get behind. You could use Havertz, but I think Werner is more direct with his runs. So,
question to you lot: could Kante play as a lone DM?
Of course he can.
What I'm thinking is this. If we were to play 4-1, 2 8s, and then 2 wingers and a striker, would that work? With Kante as the lone DM, with 2 number 8s ahead of him.
I'm not sure, man.
Yeah, you would need
I think you can play there, but you're not utilizing his skill set the best if he's just sitting in front of the defense, right? But he proved under Frank for a couple games that he can play there, right?
How about him from injuries though?
How about we do this? We have him as an 8 and have Jorginho as a DM. That could work.
But then you're asking him to get
Jorginho
in the box.
Isn't
get forward. Get in the box. It'd be a box to box rather than.
Jorginho isn't. He's not the best
holding
lone DM. Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's why you put Kante there, though. Kante would have to do all the running around like he always does to cover and get back and support and things like that.
I mean, that was Sarri, right? That was basically Sarri.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the worst Chelsea managers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Wow, that's harsh, boss. Okay,
pretty harsh.
So let's move on. Wow.
AVB.
Who would be your sort of favoured 3 behind the striker then? Like if we went for a 3 behind supposedly, who would be your 3?
For me, it'd be Ziyech on the right, Havertz in the centre, and Pulisic on the left.
No Mount. Okay.
No, Mount. Yeah, no, I'd go with Havertz. The thing is, I think Mount and Havertz would rotate in that position, unless you want to play them as 2 number 8s and have, hopefully Declan Rice behind them, if not Kante.
Yeah.
I think
I've got to shoot, guys.
Sorry,
sorry, I've got to go. Yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for jumping in, man.
Bring
Haaland
home.
You.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's coming home. He's coming home.
See you later.
Have a good one, mate. Take care. Cheers. Yeah, no.
130 people watching, 106 likes. We want to see 130 likes.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Come on. Smash it. 106 likes. Yeah, smash it. Let's see. Yeah, come on. Keep it. Let's get 120. Let's get to 120. I got 3 dislikes. Thank you. Appreciate you. Lads, this stream is good. And to be honest, I got nothing to do, so I'm just gonna keep on talking. If you guys want to keep on talking.
Yeah, I wanted to mention them. Yeah, I wanted to mention my if we're going for a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
I would.
Wait, Boogeyman. Sorry.
Yes.
Eric, Shall we do a Chelsea lineup? Shall we do a best Chelsea lineup on here?
So
do you guys want to do one?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it up here.
Maybe Boogeyman can start.
Hey, Boogeyman, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay, my guys. Happy to be here.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Boogeyman.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Yo. What's good?
All right. I'm going to try to share this. Let me see.
Couch Critic, Boogeyman is also Canadian. We're 3 Canadians here.
I love it, man. Where you at, Boogeyman?
Who is it? Sudbury, Ontario.
You're in Sudbury?
Ontario, yeah.
Oh wow! I used to go to the Trashateri. Oh no, the townhouse a lot.
Oh wow, what have you been doing there?
Well, I play music, but I'm in Toronto.
Oh, that's good. We're pretty close there.
Yeah. Julius, where are you?
I'm in Alberta.
Oh, nice.
Wild West.
The Wild Wild West.
Wild West. Yeah.
But I'm from Quebec originally. So.
Oh, cool.
Guys, shall we do this?
Yes.
Let's do this. Everyone can see the screen, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm guessing Mendy's in goal, right? I've gone with the 4-3-3. All right. Now we can have different variations of this. You know, it could be one DM, two DMs. You know. So, who would you guys start as the right back? Guys in the chat, let me know. Also.
Right back. You see, you've made it tough now. I didn't think about this before. We could have asked Jem. When you have a wing back, you can play Dave and James, but now you have to pick between two of them. So I'm gonna have to go with James, man.
James.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyone want to see someone else? Do you guys think Kerr will have James?
I want the captain on the pitch. But that's what you do. Very hard about the captain to get on the pitch.
We can have the captain somewhere else, I guess. It's difficult, man.
We're going with James?
Yeah, I'm going with... How many people said James?
I'm saying James too.
Just two.
I'll go with James, but
like it's 2-2. I think the captain needs to be on the pitch. Ty needs to do the tie break.
James.
There we go. James. So James wins. So is that 3-2? Yeah.
So we're putting James in here. You agree? Who doesn't want to have James? Tell me.
Well, I will go for Aspie, but if the majority...
So Couch Critic and Boogeyman want Aspie. Everybody else wants James, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's James then. All right. Guys in the chat, James. Everyone is saying James. Definitely James. Okay, left back. Chilibi?
Yeah.
I'll go for the captain.
It has to be Chilibi.
What? Aspie.
You will go? Ooh.
Aspie. Yeah, he could play there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Aspie can play there. Yeah, that's a good one. But Aspie instead of Chilibi. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, I'm after Chilwell easy. Yeah, there we go. That's two.
Guys, in the chat, Azpilicueta or Chile? Who do you want in your left back position? In the chat, everyone's going Chilwell. Chile all day. Chilwell. All right, so Boogeyman, Chile or Aspie?
Chile for me, better. Yeah.
All right, Tyrone, Chile or Aspie?
Chile.
That's 3-1, so it's already over.
It's already over.
Where?
Tyrone.
Why? Tyrone's on mute. Oh, I forget Tyrone.
Chile.
Julius.
Yeah, Tyrone said Chile, so that's it.
Sorry.
Julius.
Right back? Or sorry, left back?
Yeah, left Julius back. Went with Dave. He went.
Sorry, left back. I'll go for with Ben Chilwell. I thought right centre back. I was gonna say Azpilicueta.
That is a unanimous.
No. We'll look at what do you call it? What am I doing? Chilwell. There we go. Left back.
Chilwell is I love him. I wanted Chilwell since day one when everyone wanted Telles and Regulon.
Right. This is a tricky one. I mean, I think we all agree that we'll have Thiago Silva here, right?
Yes. On the left, I think.
Left or right?
Left. Well, for me, left anyway.
So, okay. Thiago.
We have a lot of right-footed centre backs, but he's one of the best on the ball, so I'll go with left.
All right, so who's going to be on the right?
I just think Thiago should be on the right if we put James, because Chile, we need someone more stronger behind Chile to cover for Chile, right? So if I was to pick, I will move Thiago a little on the right, close to James, as it is right now.
So do we do a vote for that as well?
I'll tell you what. We need to. Thiago is going to start. Right or left, debatable. Now it depends on who's going to be next to him.
Exactly.
Once we know who's going to be next to him, we can decide where to put him on the left or on the right. So we have Christensen, Zuma, Rudiger.
Back four is Zuma for me.
Or Azpilicueta.
No.
I wanted Thiago on the left and Azpilicueta on the right, but I can take Rudiger too. But if you ask me, I would put Azpilicueta centre back if we're playing back four.
The German Lions as a Rudiger, man.
Rudiger.
So, who did Couch say?
In the chat, let me know. Christensen,
I mean,
Rudiger, Aspi, or Zuma.
I really think that we have a bunch of center backs that work better in a 3 than a 2. A lot of them are better in a 3.
Shall we change the formation?
No,
well,
You guys want to change the formation? Can we change it?
Can we
No, we
keep
can't.
it this way? Can we finish
Yeah,
it?
we can. Yeah, let's finish it first. I think. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, just given the form of last year, it's got to be Rudiger, but I think Zuma's actually better in the back 4 than him.
Yeah, that's
agree.
probably fair.
Because in
I
fact,
agree.
I'm still convinced that Tuchel will go with 3 at the back for this season. Anyways, I'm still convinced. But
And
as you said, if he decides to go with 4, let's just finish what it should look like at it.
Yeah, from what I remember as well, there was a time. I know everybody likes to. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people like to think that there was nothing good that happened when Lampard was here. But there was a time when Zuma and Thiago Silva played together, and we played well, and we kept a few clean sheets.
I
So
agree.
Yeah.
I'll go with that as well.
All right. So starting from Julius, and we'll work down. Julius, who do you want?
I'd want Aspi.
Aspi, couch critic.
I'm going to go with Rudiger.
Eric,
I'll say Zuma.
Boogeyman.
Rudiger.
I wanted to say Rudiger, but I decided to go with. You know what? I'll change it now. I'll say Rudiger now, so we can put Rudiger in.
I'm going to go with Rudiger. Yeah, that's it. Rudiger's in. So we'll have Rudiger on this side. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump the gun, but based on last season, I feel like the players have improved so much that going to a back four might not be such an issue, honestly. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
What did Denmark play in the Euros? Was it back 4 or back 3?
It was a back four, I think.
Christensen played as a DM.
Yeah, he moved. He pushed up to the
Because
midfield.
Christensen was a lion in that Euro, man.
He was, man. He was. All right. Now, in regards to the 3 midfielders, depending on how you guys want to play it, we can. I mean, we can have 2 DMs, we can have 1 DM, 2 8s. So, whatever you guys want to play it. So, let's decide now before we pick the players. Do you want to have 2 DMs or 1 DM and 2 8s?
Can I start it? Can I start?
Yeah.
Go on.
So, when the first presser Tuchel press conference, he said, "He's seen N'Golo Kante better used into defensive midfielder." So, based on that statement, I think everybody will agree with me that Jorginho cannot play as a lone defensive midfielder. So, for me, we always have to go with the 2 defensive midfielders because we cannot play. We cannot just play other midfielders. We don't have other midfielders to play other than Jorginho and Kante, and we know both have to play as a defensive as a 2 pivot. So for me, we should always go with a 2 defensive midfield.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
I completely agree. We don't have a traditional DM, so it only makes sense to go with the double pivots. That's what Tuchel.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the way I see it, Kovačić is a box to box. Then you have Jorginho and Kante that they are more DM like players. So do you all agree that we should have Kovačić as one of the pivots?
No.
No?
No.
Do you all agree that we should have Jorginho as one of the pivots?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I don't think.
So are we doing Kante, Jorginho then?
Yeah. For
This
me,
is getting so hard already. Wow.
because I don't think Kovacic doesn't play as well. He doesn't really work for me. I think Jorginho and Kante is the best
Don't
pivot.
forget Kovacic's form last season and the season before that. Don't be, because I mean, Kovacic didn't have the best of endings to the season last season, but don't have that influence your mindset in regards to what he has done over the past couple of seasons. Also, Jorginho has had a great Euros, has had a great end to last season, but keep that in mind, and also Kante. So I want you to tell me your two pivots, not one, two. Lads in the chat, don't talk about Mount. Just give me your two pivots. You got Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic. Who do you guys want to see as our two pivots? Oh, hold on a second. Let's make this interesting. You guys want to make this interesting? Declan Rice is in there as well. Declan Rice, Kovacic, Jorginho, or Kante. Give me your two.
It's straightforward if I do that, but obviously somebody will have to miss out. Yeah.
Kante and Rice.
Someone will have to miss out. Yeah, I'll go with Kante and Rice. Yeah.
Julius.
Nah.
I really apologize. I got distracted with work. Which position are we talking about?
One of the pivots.
Damn, we're talking about our two DMs, and I've also added Declan Rice into the mix.
Oh.
Is somebody loading a gun in the background?
I'm gonna say Jorginho, Kante, and Jorginho, Kante.
Jorginho, Kante. Couch critic.
Oh man, this is too tough, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's a right answer here, but if we're buying Declan Rice, we're gonna have to play him. So, I'm gonna go Rice and Jorginho.
Just say it. I knew you wanted to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Rice and Jorginho. Kawisi, listen, he's not a Chelsea player yet, but we're doing a theoretical lineup for next season. So we're going to have Haaland in there. And I thought since we're going to have Haaland in there, we might as well throw Rice in. So, yeah. So, what was that? Kovacic and Jorginho, Julius, Couch Critic, Rice and Jorginho. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Eric?
Yeah, I said Kante and Rice.
Kante and Rice. Boogeyman?
Jorginho, Kante.
Jorginho, Kante. Everyone is saying.
So that's two.
I want to get who said that?
Julius and Boogeyman said Jorginho and Kante.
Jorginho.
I can go with that too.
That's fine.
Yeah. So Rice ain't making up.
Can I add
Hold on. We're buying Rice for 80 million, and he doesn't make our starting lineup.
I don't think we'll get Rice for 80 million. That's why.
You have to work for it.
Yeah, he won't.
Right.
He won't. Yeah, he won't play every game.
With too many start.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. Of course
So
not.
it's simple then. It's Kante here.
The main thing is the price, right? If you
I
pay
add
a certain, yeah.
And Jorginho, you gone?
Yeah, sorry. So the reason why I think Jorginho should always be part of our game is, when we look at Jorginho game with Italia, the distribution, the possession, how he take pressure out of the defender, how he take pressure out of the midfielder. If you take Jorginho out, you put Rice there, it's just not going to be as smooth as it has to be. I mean, Jorginho is not defensively the best, I can tell you that. He's not physically there, but those
Better
smooth
passer,
passes, relief, he has to be in it. Anybody that put Declan Rice there, I don't mind it, but it has to be Declan Rice with Jorginho. So I don't mind Kovacic with Jorginho. I don't mind Rice with Jorginho, but for some reason I feel like until the Scottish boy, what is his name? I always forget his name.
Gilmore.
Until Gilmore is completely ready to take over, Jorginho has to be always in our team.
That is such a good point, honestly. That's why Jorginho and Kante is the best combination. They just complement each other, in my opinion. So, yeah.
All right then. So
that's a 4-2-3-1, isn't it?
yeah, but right now, I mean, from what I'm hearing, there is no need for no Declan Rice. There's no need for that.
No, not. There's need for him, but it's about. I think it's a squad game, isn't it? So you have to like be careful. You know what matches you pick him for and what matches you don't. The main issue is the price. Honestly, if he was like 20 million, nobody would be talking about Rice being on the bench behind Kante and Jorginho. You know, the whole point is to ease him in slowly, and then eventually, when Jorginho or Kante leaves, he'll take one of their places.
He is more of a Kante long-term replacement.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Jorginho coming to Chelsea, sitting on the bench doesn't mean he's, why did we pay 50 million or 60 million for him to sit on the bench? You have to look on the broader or like long term. He will be featuring more than what people think because we got to protect Kante from injuries. Kante cannot play 50, 60 games if we compete on out front.
Facts.
That's possible.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I agree. We need to have depth. We need to have depth in our team. So this is our start. This is our strongest lineup, basically. So we're not talking about the depth. We're talking about if everyone is fit, this is who would start. I'm guessing Mason Mount is in that position in the center, or is it Havertz?
I would say Havertz.
Havertz.
No, I can't say that. You got to put Mason Mount in there. You just have to. Like, you have to. Seriously. The things that I know he's not the most complete player in terms of what you get in the final third, but everything else, he helps make that whole entire team work, man, just by his work rate. I think you got to have him in there somewhere.
The thing is, I would prefer Mason Mount on the wings because I really thought Havertz struggled playing on the wings. He was better running behind the
Julius, if we're going to do that, we're going to leave out who? Callum, Pulisic, Werner, Ziyech.
We're going to leave out...
Difficult.
We have a good team. That shows that we have a decent team. But I would leave Callum Hudson-Odoi out for sure. He's not going to be starting. If we're going to discuss the wings, my wings would be Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic. And Haaland up front, so...
No Ziyech, no Werner.
I agree with Julius 120%.
You can't have everybody. That's the thing. You can't have everyone. Yeah. So based on last season, you could even argue. Yeah, based on last season, you could even argue that Pulisic shouldn't even be starting. So maybe you can put Werner on the left. Werner on the left, Mount on the right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're discussing Mount as a winger. We are going to be content with Kai Havertz behind the striker, false 9-10. Yeah.
Yeah, because Kai Havertz can be a second striker when we put him as a number 10. Well, he can be hybrid. Where if I put Havertz on the wing, it's such a waste.
All right.
Yeah. Havertz in front of our two defensive midfielders, and then Mount on the side, and then the winger. If Callum wants to make that position his, he can take it. If Pulisic wants to make that position his, he has to
you break it up, mate. You're breaking up, Boogeyman.
We're not going to do all those things.
Can't hear you.
It's better now.
A little bit.
Better?
Yep.
I just said, I feel like we Chelsea fans, we're getting sentimental. The thing is, if the right wings, if Pulisic want to make that position his, he can take it. If Callum want to make that position his, he can take it. And Ziyech, you can take it, but it's not about you have to play. Mount has to play all the time, and we know Mount and
Why?
Havertz.
Why?
No, the thing is, you see the margin of progression. You look at Mount, you know, he's going to go as far as you allow him to go. He just have it. You see it. The willing is there. The potential is there. He's trying. You can see it. Even you see Mount chasing, pressing.
All right. Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Boogeyman. Let me show you something.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Let me show you something. How's that? Would that work?
So you have Mount and who in the midfield?
Mount, Havertz with DM Kante.
Mount.
So I'm having a
Mount, Havertz, and Kante.
A more attacking setup here. So I'm having two attacking midfielders with one holding midfielder, rather than two holding midfielders with one attacking midfielder. How's that? Which do you think works better?
Okay, so
that or the other one?
I think
because
the other one.
this could
I
work.
just think Jorginho has. No, it couldn't.
For me, it depends, man. You
Because
can play this against maybe a relegation
Havertz is
team.
no.
Fair enough. Yeah,
That's the thing.
your audio, Boogeyman, is all over the place. Your audio's not there, man.
Yeah, I know why. Because I'm in a wild somewhere helping a friend, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
I'm using my. Okay, I'll just listen from now on. If I heard something that to talk, I'll come in. Yeah.
All right.
The
We
thing is,
are.
the thing-
Let's
yeah,
say we're 99.9% okay with our midfield.
Yeah.
We're never all gonna agree. Let's do the attack. All right, now let's go with the easy one first, and that is over here. We're gonna have the bad. I'm not gonna swear the bad man himself.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, there you go. That looks good. Man. What? All right. You know, that does look good. You know what? I just don't understand why they haven't given a special card to Mendy. I mean,
No
seriously,
idea,
he had a mad season.
He had a crazy season. Man.
79. Seriously, man? Mendy, 79?
He should be at least a record. He should be.
Definitely.
But
Yeah. All right, so who we're going to have on the left of Erling Haaland? Are we going to have Mount, Pulisic, Werner, Callum? Who are we going to have on the left? Julius,
for me, it's Mount.
Mount. Okay. Couch critic.
I mean, just given the construction of this team right now, I would say Mount, but I would prefer Mount in the 10 or the 10-8 role. But given the construction of this team right now, Mount has to be on the pitch, so he's there.
All right. Fair enough. Eric?
I'm going with Timo. Turbo Timo.
You know what? We do need pace because right now this team doesn't have a lot of pace, especially Jorginho. I mean, Havertz and Kante, they're okay, but real pace. So, Timo, Boogeyman.
That's on the left, right? The left.
Left. Yeah. This
Left.
position on left, yeah.
I'll put Mount on the left.
Mount. Then that's it. Mount it is. We've had.
Yeah.
You know, Werner has a very good shot, but I want to say something. Mount would be better option to start because I think Werner from the bench would have a huge impact with his pace if we can utilize him. When Mount get tired, or maybe we can put Mount in a different position and put Werner as a left wing. So starting with Werner, I don't know. I prefer Mount, but Werner from the bench would be phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely phenomenal. Especially coming on when the opposition team is a little bit more tired. With his pace, he will definitely do some damage.
Shred them to pieces. Imagine we have Haaland there as well. Oh my god!
All right,
Pulisic coming off the bench.
Are we gonna have Hakim Ziyech in this team or what? Are we gonna have Hakim Ziyech in this team or what? Seriously.
I would say Christian Pulisic deserves this to be starting.
On the right hand side, you would have Christian Pulisic over Havertz on the right. Sorry, over Ziyech on the right hand side. No,
yes.
man. No. Come on, man.
Remember
let this North American bias go away, man. Let's just talk about the Chelsea, man. Hakim Ziyech.
Like, what kind of distribution are we getting from this lineup right now?
I mean, we have Havertz, who isn't a bad passer. We have Jorginho, who isn't bad. We have Mount. Mount can pass. We have the fullbacks. It's not really lacking too much, I don't think.
There is a lot of disrespect to Mount and Havertz if we're going to be talking about this.
Yeah, Havertz is a good passer, yeah.
No, I'm not saying that they're not good passers. I'm just saying Havertz is a very good passer and he's smart on the ball. I just think that telling ball, like, so say, you know, you get somebody in the ball from deep. I think in this particular setup, Ziyech needs to be in the side for me.
Ziyech might be the right answer, but a lot of what I'm saying is based on last season. So I have to put Turbo Team. I was going to say Timo on the left and Mount on the right, but since you guys put Mount on the left, I'm going with Timo, man. But we have to vote, don't we? We have to. Oh, you've already done it.
No. I just want to show you what it looks like, innit? I want to show you what it looks like.
Look, it looks nice, man. It looks nice. But we have to go for it. We have to vote.
Look,
yeah, go on.
I'm not against Ziyech at all. I just think Pulisic is so underrated. He never got enough chances to play, and in my opinion, he has to start. But I'll take Ziyech, don't get me wrong, you know, but I love Pulisic.
Yeah. This is too hard, I'm not going to lie, man. Like, looking at this team right now, I can see about 5 different teams you can put out there and equally would feel just as good about it, right?
Like, remember what Pulisic did to Madrid? He played on the right wing. He destroyed their defense, you know, like, and we've seen him doing it against Manchester City. We've seen him doing it many times. The reason why his numbers are not that good, and to be fair, Ziyech too, but it's because we couldn't finish chances. Same with Mount. So many times these two played a lot of like key passes to the strikers, and they didn't end up scoring. But
I'd say Pulisic's decision making in the final third left a lot to be desired for me.
Yeah, he was poor last season, but
all right, listen, lads. You know what we're gonna do? We're going to do this. We're going to have our best squad, not best team, best squad. So we're gonna do the subs. We're gonna do the subs. All right. So we have Pulisic being a player that's missing. We have Kovačić, a player that's missing. We have Azpilicueta, not even in the team. So let's put him in the squad. So we all agree that we should have Aspi, right? In the
yes. Dave.
Aspi. Here we go. So we've got Aspi in there. Now we need to have a backup goalkeeper, so Kepa's gonna get in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now. Oops. Okay. Now Declan Rice. He makes it, right?
No.
No, they're gonna bench.
He makes the bench. He makes the bench. All right, now.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, who else? Oh, we said Pulisic. I wanna be fair to.
Don't forget Werner.
I'm not forgetting Werner. Okay, Pulisic, and then
we need a defender.
Timo. Yeah, we do need a defender.
Christensen or Zuma.
So we got 2 more spots. We got 2 more spots here. Okay. Who do we put in? Because right now we don't have a defender.
Striker.
We got Aspi. Do you guys think we should have? I don't know.
I mean, in our defensive line, Thiago Silva is injury prone, so I'll put
Christensen.
No Zuma.
Wow.
Kovačić doesn't make our bench. Kovačić doesn't make our bench.
No cover. Ooh, no cover.
No, but what's his Declan Rice is there, right? So
Yeah, but Kovačić is Kovačić, man. Christensen. Do we put in Christensen and Azpilicueta so we have a cover for the wing backs as well as the centre?
Yeah, I think we have to. Yeah.
So we're going Christensen over Zuma. Yeah, we agree.
yeah, because I don't think Rudiger get anywhere injured. So, Silva is always injured. So I'll put Christensen there.
Andreas Christensen.
This is crazy.
So we got one more spot. We've got one more spot. Who's it going to be?
Ooh.
Who's it going to be?
Cho.
Cho.
Cho?
No.
Nah,
No, it can't. No.
We've got cover there. We've got Pulisic. We've got Werner.
Kovac.
Kovacic.
Yeah, Kovacic goes.
Kovacic. Yeah.
Yeah, Kovacic. Yeah.
Sure.
What about Marcus Alonso?
No.
Love him, but no.
All right. So cover.
For me, it would be Callum Hudson-Odoi, but
Callum. You know what? I'll tell you who we're gonna have in there. We're gonna have in there.
Nah, he doesn't make it. He's only 78, man. He doesn't make it great. He's only 78, man.
Nah.
You know what this little exercise is. You know what this little exercise is showing me though?
What?
If all of our transfers go through, somebody's got to go because
Like
somebody's
five-
going to be unhappy.
5 people have to
We have so many.
all the people who came back from loan. They'll have to leave, man.
No, I don't think someone has to leave, man. Like we have so many tournaments, we have so many games to play that we're going to have a lot of injured. So
yeah, and you don't have to pick the same subs every time. You can.
I think there's going to be problems. And keep in mind, I always hear it mentioned we have a lot of games, and there are. But are we going to really develop? No, are we really going to depend on the Super Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup?
We haven't
To give
rotated as much
players
as
who need minutes.
No. We haven't rotated. Like I said last season, I can't remember what stream I said it on. We played 59 matches in all competitions last season.
Mhm.
How many matches did Gilmore get involved with?
many.
Sorry, just one second. The bench on footways is that big, so I can't really expand it any more than that. So just in regards to that, the bench is on footways, so it's not me. Lads, do you know this experiment just showed me something? It is mad hard to pick starting lineup for Chelsea.
Now we know what
So,
Tuchel
Tuchel,
feels
man.
like,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're doing this based on what we think these players can do, their performances, But he has to look at the social aspect. Which player is in a good mood, which player is having a good form, which player is interacting well, training well.
Tactics.
So there's
Tactics,
opposition. We were talking about, do we have 2 DMs and 1 cam, or 1 DM and 2 cams? And all of these things, they all come into play. 3 at the back, 2 at the back. There's a lot to discuss and a lot to talk about. But the best thing about this is, I'm serious. It's just this dude, man, in the center of the picture. I want to see him in the Chelsea blue. I want to see him in the Chelsea blue.
We can figure everything out if we get him, man. All the potential squad issues.
Yeah. Everything else will fall into place once we have that 95 rated striker in FIFA Ultimate Team.
Yeah, the other thing is, Baggy, you say something when I wasn't even in the stream. You said we need Haaland, not because Haaland is good, but we need Haaland because Chelsea is that good.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I was like, that's the best statement I've heard from you for how many months now? Because the thing,
Thank you.
we know we're not really running after Haaland because Haaland is going to solve all our problem. We're so good that we just need the guy that will perfect the whole everything we've been doing. It just put that extra touch on top of it. That's all it is. Because even without Haaland, we can make a top 4, but it will just be a hassle. But with
I was going to mention, just if you like, just add like 15 goals to what we got last season, we would genuinely be challenging for the title last season. If you just add 15 goals, how many matches would that be? You know, a win instead of a draw, a draw instead of a loss. It would help a lot, man. It's huge. So, yeah.
The right sort of 15 goals, because you can score, 6 against, West Brom. I don't know if that moves the needle to like scoring the goals. And this is why I think somebody like Haaland is so important, because he'll score the goals against the teams that we struggle to score against. You know what I mean? Like the match-winning goals.
Imagine
all the one thing to pile on against one team. It's a completely different thing to score the goals when they're actually needed to. So that's what you get from a clinical striker.
Exactly. The main reason I said I just generalized it was, we didn't really concede too many goals in general, in the odd match. And if you think about all the 0-0 draws we had, that would be a lot of 1-0 wins, instead of a 0-0 draw. So they're like 5 or 6 maybe. So, so yeah.
But anyways, did you like the last season, especially when Tuchel took over? Did you notice how the opposite camp trained? They don't even think we will score. So that also happened during the Champions League final, where Pep decided not to play the Brazilian midfielder, what's his name again? Fernandinho. They started to put the German midfielder there because he think Chelsea will never score. We don't score. We always miss chances. He doesn't think about protecting his defense. So my point is, with Haaland in our team, coaches will think twice before they will be like, okay, now we need to put 2 or 3 people in our defense. So then it will allow us to more put our game on the floor and do better distribution. So it's just really important for us to get Haaland. But
I have a question for you, Boogeyman.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Listening? Your name is Boogeyman. Why is it an F on your screen?
Yo, what kind of question is that, man? I
don't understand. Why do you have an F? Why not a B? It should be B.
Yeah, no, I can change it, but I think I have F there because I'm using my real YouTube account. So my YouTube
all right. I want to know what your real YouTube account is because I really don't know. I've known you for such a long time. You've been on my streams so regularly, but I don't know what your actual name is on my chat. So when I see you in the chat, I don't even know when it's you or not because I don't have nobody subscribed to Maggie TV called Boogeyman.
This guy trying to do some FBI shit. I don't know.
Maybe you can tell him offline or something.
Off
stream. I'll hit you up, but don't worry about
it. I have a feeling that I know who you are. But
you actually
let me know.
You actually know who I am. It's just that you cannot connect it. That's what it is.
I think so. Yeah, no, listen, lads. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Boogeyman, but this stream, if it goes on for too long, it gets a little bit hard for people to watch it on YouTube. So we'll keep it just over 2 hours. Do you guys want to do another stream later on tonight? If something happens, would you guys be up for that? Because I might do one. Yeah. All right. Well, I might do another stream in about 3 or 4 hours, like 10 p.m. UK time. So if you guys are up for it, I might do one depending on if we have anything new, news-wise. I mean, because right now we know the Erling Haaland deal is imminent. It might be Erling Haaland deal is about to happen. So if they say that, then we'll make another stream with a new title. No, seriously. I might make another stream later on tonight because I normally stream late, and I know some people will have seen the stream. They would have thought they've missed my stream in the evening, but I will do another stream in the evening, hopefully. Yeah, Jack, if you're gonna turn up, then I'll do it. Yeah. So, lads, it's been a great stream. I've had a lot of fun. Today, especially doing the team. Let's have a look at it one more time. Brilliant, beautiful. I love it. Hakim Ziyech on the right. Haaland in the centre. That's a good team. That's a good team. So
Better
lads,
than poor. Better than poor.
you know what? I love the bench. I love the bench. The bench is good.
That's solid.
This guy.
80 million sit on the
boy.
bench.
You know, Baggy, how much I love Declan Rice.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what I like? Do you know what I like? I like Bibiani Rice. I love Bibiani Rice. Hey, we got another donation. 120 million for Haaland. No, it's 130 million. Apparently. But you know, if we can knock off 10 million, why not? Yeah. So Media 96, FK Media 96. Thank you for your super chat. Much appreciated. I've had a lot of love on Baggy TV today. I've had a lot of love, a lot of donations from a lot of you guys. You know, much appreciate the donations and the support you're showing my channel. We've had a lot of views as well today. We've smashed the 100 likes. We've smashed the 100 view barrier on this on the stream. So appreciate everyone for their support and their continuous support. So big up to Couch Critic for coming on for the first time today. We had Blue Talk from Albania as well. So we had some good banter today. Appreciate everyone, and I'll give you all a couple of minutes to say your last thoughts. I'll start with Julius.
I'm gonna say that Haaland is gonna happen. It's gonna be at the end of the transfer window. This is all just me, gut feeling, not basing it on any information. And we have to see if we don't get Haaland, we're a bunch of muppets. But I have a lot of faith in the board, and I think Haaland is coming 100%.
Cool. Positive thinking, positive vibes. I'll move you, Julius. I also think Haaland could be coming. I'll just say the word could be coming. Couch Critic, your thoughts, mate?
Yo, first of all, shout out to Baggy, man. Always putting the banging like streams together. Just calm guests, people that just like to talk and, you know, not yell over each other and stuff like that. It's a dope stream. That's why I'm here. My final point is this, and I'm just going to reiterate what I said before. I just think that Haaland is going to happen because it makes sense to all the parties involved. You look at Raiola, you look at Alfie, you look at Erling, you look at Chelsea, you look at Dortmund, you look at their their shareholders. Everyone is winning with this deal. So with that in mind, there's no losers. There's no reason why this deal can't go through. So Chelsea put the money up. I feel like Haaland's coming home, man. And home is Chelsea. You hear that? Chelsea FC.
Yeah, man. Haaland is going to wear a blue shirt next season. Watch that. Boogeyman, final thoughts.
Hey, yeah. So, welcome to Couch Critics. I think that's his first stream, right, with us. So hopefully you come often because we need other people to bring their experiences or their thought in this stream also, because we've been so long. So thanks for coming in, and if you know other people, bring them in.
We'll do, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
We don't mind. I can give my spot to one of your friends if you have other friends. So
I've got plenty of room, Boogeyman. Plenty of room for everyone.
Thank you, man. So, by saying that, I'm not really that optimistic when it comes to Haaland coming to Chelsea. I would love him to come, but for a deal of that size, I just think it should happen now, because waiting game is not. It's just too close to the start of the season, and I don't think Dortmund, if we don't put a bid on the table sometime between now and Monday, I don't think Dortmund will allow Haaland to come to Chelsea. But saying that, I would love him to be at Chelsea because we need him. Like I would say, one of Baggy's statement was Haaland is just the finished touch for what we've done last season. If he come to Chelsea, we will just be something else. Chelsea will be like a monster. We'll just be destroying like crazy. So let's just pray. But I'm not optimistic. That's all I can say at this point.
Yeah, no, I think we can pray and we can also have faith in what our club wants to do and wants to achieve. And for our club to do and achieve what they want to do and what they want to achieve, they have to get Erling Haaland, because the alternatives are not as good. DJ Sav, I will hopefully be streaming at 10 p.m. UK time today, which is in 4 hours. So hopefully I'll be streaming again at 10 p.m. Again, it depends on what is happening in regards to news-wise. But I've had so much fun in this stream. I feel like doing it again tonight. Eric Blue, final thoughts, my man.
Yo. So my final thoughts are we will sign Erling Haaland this summer. I think it will go to deadline day. I already said that before. And the main reason I'm confident about it is because of the owner we have, best owner in football. I think he really wants this to happen. And so if we don't do it, it's because some people have not done their jobs properly. So if it doesn't happen, I think Marina needs to go. And that's how confident I am that it will happen. I don't know if I said it on this stream before, but I said it somewhere before. But if Erling Haaland doesn't sign for Chelsea, I think Marina should leave. I think it's going to happen. I want a DM as well. As much as I like Rice and I understand why we want to go for Rice, if we don't get Rice as well, I want a DM as well. I don't think we need to wait till next summer to get a DM. So, if it's Rice, Zakaria, whatever option that Tuchel thinks is the best. I know the two main guys are Kamara and Tchouaméni. So, either one of those three, even if Rice is expensive, I won't be too upset, even if he costs like 60 million and the club go for it and we sign him, I wouldn't get too hung up with the price. I'll just move on and, be happy that we have Rice. So if we don't get Rice, which I don't think we will, I want Haaland and a DM. So I think we can do that this summer. So that's what I'm hoping for and that's what I'm expecting.
All right. Regarding Marina out, I think that is way, way, way too early for us to be talking that kind of talk, because, this transfer window has a lot of developments still happening. I think, Marina has had, problems in the past. She has made a big mistake every now and then, every transfer window. She's made some big mistakes a couple of seasons back with some of those players, but I think she did do some good work last season. And I think it's too early for us to be talking about her being on the way out. I've got Joseph in the back room. Joseph, I'm not going to add you onto the stream, mate, because we're about to conclude. But if you come back later on tonight with my next stream, then I'll be more than happy to have you on the panel to discuss this. Blue Class TV, man. Blue Class TV. What can I say about Blue Class TV? Big contributions over the past couple of streams. So thank you for your contribution. As always, your support to this channel is second to none. Thank you for your contributions, lads. Tonight I'll be looking to stream again. But like I said, if there is something worthwhile to talk about, if there isn't, we might just come on here for just banter. See how it goes. I'll see what my situation is. But I will always post on Twitter. Before I stream. And for those of you, hold on a second, I'll and for those of you who want my Twitter handle, I'm going to put in the chat. I'm also going to share with you, where is it? Video file, not. I'm still trying to get a hang of this. This is my my Twitter page, and sorry, that's my Twitter page, and this is my Twitter handle. So if you haven't followed me on Twitter, you can do so by clicking on that link and following me on Twitter. All right, lads, thank you for being in part of the stream. I will catch you all in my next one. Take care of yourselves. And peace out.
Peace.